Good morning. I'm just okay, that was yeah, me trying to figure out where I am. And Leslie Williams is here, of course. First thing, hello. Shannon is here. And I'm flying solo today because our Claudia is moving across country as we speak. So I am on my own, and but I have something fun planned. Um, Afton is here. We're going to jump in with Afton in a few minutes. But I wanted to let everybody jump on before we jump into it. And I am getting texts, of course. That always happens when I'm trying to do this by myself. Anyway, I'm happy to be here and happy to be with you. And it's been quite a morning already. Okay, and Afton wants to join me on the video. So before you join me, I'm going to introduce myself for those that are new to me. My name is Joan Ranquet. I'm an animal communicator, author, TEDx speaker, and founder of Communication with All Life University. And the school is built to help people learn animal communication or become an animal communicator, to learn energy healing or become an energy healer. And it's also opening the nature and wildlife part of the school. Right now, as a matter of fact, in animal communication level 4, which is pretty advanced, it's very advanced. They're talking to animals in zoos, sanctuaries, and wildlife rehab centers. So we are really building that part of the school out also. And I have a new book coming out. It's June 20th, but you can pre-order now. And it's Emotional Freedom Technique for Animals. And let's see, what else? We have a really, we have a webinar this Friday called All Things Energy, and I've been really working on that. That's been very fun. And we have the Energy Healing for Animals class starting next Thursday. We have an 11 a.m. and a 5 p.m. and we have a few spots in each. Maybe Shannon can share that. And I wanted to talk a little bit about energy because I know for me, I started out, I've already had coffee, so we're having water now. I actually started out doing energy healing. I loved animal communication. I thought it was so cool. I used an animal communicator, but I already was doing a little bit of energy here and there. And the way that we teach the energy healing in our school, it's really about your journey as an energy healer, but also about healing a lot of wounds, partly because we have wounds around a lot of this. You know, we have people, we have situations when we were young where we maybe, you know, our parents gave an animal away or we watched it get hit by a car. We have these old wounds that sit inside of us. And, you know, what we don't deal with is a lot of our childhood grief. And we have plenty of stuff. And so when we get older and all we want to do is help animals, we find that we get triggered easily by old stuff. So part of what we do in the energy healing for animals is deal with our own stuff. So while we're learning a skill, and that's kind of the end goal, if you will, we're also on a healing journey, and we are completely shifting our household. So it's 3 parts. It's self-healing, household healing, and learning a really great skill. So if you're interested in energy healing for animals, it starts next week. It's 10 weeks. I teach the beginning of it and I teach the end of it. There's some amazing, Claudia is an amazing teacher for energy healing for animals, so she'll do some of it. And realistically, it's probably one of the last times I will do that much of it because the demands of the new book, and I will probably get the other, I'm getting another book deal. So there's a lot coming up. And so I want to see who's here and say hi. Shannon, Afton, Chris, Amanda, Susie, Michael, and Lori. Lori is, I'm going to see Lori in 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks in Nairobi. And you're going to see Afton now, here in a minute. Hi Val, hi Denise. Cynthia, hi Pixie. Hello everybody. Anyway, Lori, you're going to see Afton here in a minute, and she is going to, we're going to tap with the dog, and then you're going to meet in Nairobi. So I am getting ready for Kenya. One of my project managers on my team is in Kenya now, and she came, her first time she went to Kenya was the last time I went. She came on that trip, and so it was so cool. They sent me a voice text through WhatsApp, and just to hear the sounds, it just sounds so exotic. It sounded like a film set. Anyway. Let's see. Oops. Okay. So it's great to see everybody, and I wanted to also talk about, I'm talking a little bit about this in my newsletter this week. You know, I'm going to Kenya, and then it's the holidays, and there's so much to do before I leave that I want to be really aware of my energy field with my animals, that I'm not like tipping the scale into wacky. Val is on here, and people that are here not just for an intensive. Val just popped in yesterday. No, that my household is generally very calm, and so, but I work on it, right? And that's one of the things that we really talk a lot about also in the energy healing for animals. But it is something that I'm kind of proud of, if you will. Let's see. And I feel like that is something that we want to set the intention for through the holidays. This becomes like the craziest time, right? People get a little crazy during the holidays, and we're gearing up for it. And every year it seems like earlier and earlier and earlier we are thinking about the holidays. I always joke that once it's my birthday in August, it's pretty much New Year's Eve. And this time goes quickly. It goes very quickly. So I want everybody to set the intention now that we're going to have a calm and easy holiday season, because today's November 1st, and it really does kind of start now for the next 2 months. It ramps up. So let's set that intention now. And I want everybody to see, no matter what our family is like, our human family, no matter what craziness is going on in the world, we're walking into this season with ease. Is everybody with me on that? Abby's like, I'm out of here. She's going to go have ease on the bed right now. Okay, well, hopefully you're all with me on that. I know I'm seeing, there we go, some big hearts. Yeah. It's important to set that intention, you know. It's big. Big, big, big. Okay, cool. I'm going to bring, yes, please, ease, Chris says. Amen to that. Okay. Yeah, Shannon just had a really fun family visit, and that's always so refreshing, right? Okay, I'm looking for paper. All right, Afton, are you ready? Hi, Jessica. Okay. Afton, are you coming on? Hi, Abby. I'm glad you're back. There she is. Hey.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I'm good.
Happy Kenya month.
Oh my God. Can you believe it?
No, it still feels very surreal. I'm very excited.
I bet. You're not, I got the WhatsApp audio this morning from Kat. I was like, oh, I cannot wait to hear those sounds. So anyway, who do you have with you?
I have Lilo. Come here, dude. This is Lilo.
Oh,
She
Lilu.
is a 2-year-old, very excited shepherd,
Okay.
and she is with me for 2-week board and train to learn her basics. But her long-term plan is to be a service dog for her family's little boy, who is right now 3, and he has autism.
Mm-hmm.
So their goal would be for her to be a rock star at all of her basics and have some special needs skills as well to kind of help him cope in real world situations.
And how do you view the challenge in this situation?
Challenge is high.
Okay.
She she is very excitable. She is a little nervous. She is a little scared. She doesn't like change of texture on the ground. Does not particularly like metal. So walking over a metal grate or onto it, like I took her to a playground this morning, didn't like the slides. They're scary. The metal things going up to the slide. So I didn't make the dog do the slide, but she just trying to get her to step on different things. Thank you. Thank you. That's very nice. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm going to get quiet and connect with her real quick
Yeah,
and see what we can get. Okay. Can you
sure.
bring her little face here?
Yep. Come here, Lilo. Come here, Lilo. Say hi to Joan right here. Say hi to Joan.
Hi.
Right here. Look right here. Lilo. Hi. Good job. Good job, Lilo. Come right here.
Okay. So my sense of her is that she has a giant heart. I mean, like almost too big for her body. And
Mm.
she is also very wise. Um, but there's almost like I would say that she's almost aware also that she's there's awareness that she's a slow bloomer.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like she had two starts, and this is almost like her third start. Um, so I feel like she's always thought she was supposed to do something big and great, and then it went away. And then I'm supposed to do something big, and then it went away. So she actually is the dog for the job, but these two starts that didn't happen have been disappointing. And then the uh, the fact that she's a little bit of a late bloomer because she's also silly. I mean, she's just silly.
Yeah.
So, but there is a wise, almost like that Rin Tin Tin in there.
Hmm.
Um,
Genetically, she's got everything it takes to do this job, for sure.
yeah, she is something else.
Yeah, she is. It took 2 days to get her up my stairs voluntarily because, like, she was so afraid of the stairs. It's just like you look at her and you're like, you're this big, brave, you know, smart, capable breed. And then she like takes 4 steps up my 20 stairs and she's like frozen and she's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do the stairs. But now she's going up and down on her own. So, like you said, it's just kind of late. Like she processes it and then thinks about it. And, there's progress. And this is day 3.
she may not be too unlike the kid she's taking care of.
Mm,
You know, it may be the perfect match, and she has to be the emotional leader rather than the kid.
yeah, that's fair.
Um, all right.
Come here,
So
dude.
shall we do a little tapping?
Yeah. Come here, Lilo. Hey, come here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Thank you. All right.
Okay. So we'll start with the inside of the eye. I am so all over the place.
I'm so all over the place.
Outside of the eye. I am so all over the place.
I'm so all over the place.
Under the eye. I get so excited.
I get so excited.
Top of the nose. And then I get so scared.
And I get so scared.
Under the chin. And I don't know which one to be.
I don't know which one to be.
Inside of the chest. I don't know who to be.
I don't know who to be.
Top of the head. I am so smart.
I am so smart.
Inside of the eye. But I get so scared.
But I get so scared.
Outside of the eye. I get so scared.
I get so scared.
Under the eye. I get so scared.
I get so scared.
Top of the nose. I was dumped out on my own.
I was stumped out on my own.
Under the chin. I didn't know what was what.
I didn't know what was what.
Inside of the chest. Nobody took care of me early on.
Nobody took care of me early on.
Top of the head. I was supposed to do this big job.
I was supposed to do this big job,
Inside of the eye, but it got taken away from me.
but it got taken away from me.
Outside of the eye, and I feel like I maybe because I'm not supposed to do it.
Maybe because I'm not supposed to do it.
Under the eye, and so I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
So I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Top of the nose, and then I had this other start
Then I had this other start
under the chin with these other people
with these other people.
inside the chest, and they just confused me more.
They just confused me even more.
Top of the head, I am so confused.
I'm so confused.
Inside of the eye, I am so confused.
I'm so confused.
Outside of the eye, I am so confused.
So confused.
Under the eye, I am so confused.
I'm so confused.
Top of the head, nose, I am so confused.
I'm so confused.
Under the chin, I am just beside myself. I'm so confused.
I'm just beside myself. I'm so confused.
Inside the chest, sometimes I look at things and I just can't process.
Sometimes I look at things I just can't process.
Top of the head, I get almost dizzy.
I get almost dizzy.
Inside of the eye, so much is expected of me.
Say that one more time.
So much is expected of me.
So much is expected of me.
Outside of the eye, and I don't know if I can do it.
I don't know if I can do it.
Under the eye, people didn't think I could do it.
People didn't think I could do it.
Top of the nose, I disappointed them.
I disappointed them.
Under the chin, I disappointed me.
I disappointed me.
Inside the chest, I was so disappointed.
I was so disappointed.
Top of the head, I am so disappointed.
I am so disappointed.
Inside the eye, I am disappointed.
I am disappointed.
Outside the eye, and I am sad.
I'm sad.
Under the eye, I am sad.
Sad.
Top of the nose, I'm willing to let this go.
I'm willing to let this go.
Under the chin, I'm ready to let this go.
I'm ready to let this go.
Inside the chest, I am a rock star after all.
I am a rock star after all.
Top of the head, I am ready to be a rock star.
I am ready to be a rock star.
Inside of the eye, I'm still going to be silly.
I'm still going to be silly.
Outside of the eye, I can be a silly rock star.
I can be a silly rock star.
Under the eye, I am ready.
I'm ready.
Top of the nose, I am ready.
I'm ready.
Under the chin, I'm really ready.
I'm really ready.
Inside the chest, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Top of the head, I am ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, and take a deep breath.
How do you feel? You pretty good? She definitely relaxed into it, and she gave a big yawn in the middle when you started talking about sad.
Yeah, there's some heavy stuff in there. I mean, I feel like there's a big kind of glob that has to be broken apart.
Yeah.
But I do feel like some stuff really released.
Thank you. Yeah. She's
How
very
did
silly.
you feel?
It felt good, and that's kind of what it feels like being around her. She sort of, I feel like she's herself about 1/5 of the time, and the rest of the time she seems a little distressed. And confusion probably makes sense because it's not like she's not melting down, but there's definitely struggle. Like she's struggling all the time to do things that should be kind of easy for her age. You're not behind anybody, as you've taught me. So she's not really behind. She's just on her own journey. But things I didn't expect, when we came in the gate the first time and she was like traumatized by my stairs, I was like, okay, so we're going to spend a few days on the stairs. And that's, a couple of days behind where I would normally start with the dog bound for service work, but that's okay. 2 weeks is our arbitrary deadline. It doesn't mean we have to do everything in 2 weeks. So I don't stress too much about the arbitrary deadline of it, but I want her to be happy doing the work, and that's a lot of it too. Is the work going to be, is it going to be fulfilling for her, or is it going to be a struggle all the time? That's the question.
When I started tapping with her, and I was, I go kind of into them in a way. I really felt this sense of when I look at something, I literally see it out of two eyes. So I don't know if she has a vision problem or if she literally has a processing problem. But I feel like there is a real, true disconnect and visually of what it is that I'm supposed to do. So if I see stairs, it's almost like they aren't straight on. They're like, I think she really has something in the left and right hemisphere is off. And it's interesting to have Bernadette on here. I wonder, because she's a holistic vet, I wonder if she knows anything about, I mean, it's almost not neurological, but
No,
there's,
it feels like what you're describing. Like she'll walk up with place is our like should be the second command that she learns, which is hop up on this thing and then stay there until I release you. And so it doesn't really matter if it's something tall or something short. She walks up to it and is like, struggle, struggle, struggle. And it's like she can't figure out, like you said, it's like she can't figure out what I'm asking her to do, and all I need her to do is keep walking up on it. That's all. And she just sort of like it's like I've pull her up a few times and give her lots of praise, and again kind of do the normal stuff, which normal is always relative, and dogs are just like people in that not everybody learns the same way. So she's fine. I mean, again, it's not like day 3 we're gonna like, well, you failed, you're out, you can't do the place, so we're done. She'll learn it just like she learns everything else, but I'm willing to like hop up on there with her, or I'm doing different things than I normally do to make it hopefully more fun for her. But yeah, she does approach it, and then she kind of just looks at it like, I don't, why are you pulling me towards this thing? It's in the way. Instead of wanting to hop up on it, like and usually place is fun because we're literally saying, hey, jump on that, it's fair game, jump up there. They're so used to being told don't jump,
Right.
but it's not fun for her yet, that part.
It is really, I mean, it is almost a depth perception thing.
Yeah, that would make sense. The way she did the stairs and the way she does place, it would make total sense. And she has trouble jumping in the car as well, so that makes sense.
Would she be the one that is, I mean, would the parents be like kind of the leader, if you will?
I only met Dad, and Dad is not a super strong leader, I wouldn't say.
Um, what I guess this is interesting to talk through, right? Like,
Mhm.
who, if you have a dog with a depth perception, um, how would you recommend?
Well, the trust is critical, and I think that she'll get better with me the longer she's here. I mean, she didn't kiss me like that the first 2 days. That started today, where she's like, "Oh, I like you so much." She was real unsure of me the first 2 days. But when you come up to something like that and you need an activity to be done as a service animal, um, they have to trust your judgment and your ask, 150%, because you can't be at the airport with somebody in a wheelchair and your dog, decides to jet and jump in the fountain. Not only is that not, embarrassing for everyone, but they can hurt somebody if they're running
No, it's
out
yeah,
of control, and then
yeah.
it's a lawsuit waiting to happen too for lots of reasons. Come here, Lilo, come here. No.
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of support animals, and
Yeah, and if she gets to the point where she can, I have no doubt she'll get to the point where she can do all these commands. She may not be the right animal to be a service animal. Um, and that's a conversation we're not there yet. She's got some time to see if she can come around, but she's pretty distractible, and I think that she would probably eat my cat, which is a little concerning. So we've got a few things to kind of tackle and give her again a more fair chance and some time to work through some things. But I think she's been in the house a lot and hasn't had a lot of
yeah,
outside influence, and so it feels like she's kind of overwhelmed and learning a lot at one time. Not just what I'm asking her to do, but I think life is she's just learning how to live outside of her house too, to some degree.
yeah. Like I said, I feel like she's had a couple of starts and they just didn't happen, and
Yeah,
so she doesn't have a lot of confidence in herself.
confidence for sure. Yeah, is lacking. But when she does a good job, I mean, she's receptive to not super treat motivated, but which is good actually for a service dog. Again, you don't want your service dog to be like, that person just opened a Debbie cake. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go over there and see what that Debbie cake's doing. But you do want them to be very, focused on you, very attention seeking, from their people and all of those good things. And so we'll see. But again, my goal is for her to be happy. So whatever that means for her, if she gets to the point where she's just got better manners and they can do more things with her, great. If she blossoms into what I think can be a service dog, great. If she doesn't, my recommendation to them would be that we find a dog maybe that's a little better fit for that. And of course, I wouldn't want them to rehome her, but she loves her little boy for sure either way. But yeah, it's a weird area to be in when you have somebody that needs a service dog and they don't have a dog. That's an easier process because then you can find a dog who
Right.
meets the criteria on the front end and then place. So it's harder when the dog already, and she's two, so she has some bad habits, you know. Um, but you know, that's what I'm here for. So we'll see if we can work through it. And
She certainly has the heart for it, and she certainly, it's like, it's almost like she's got the heart and the wisdom, but it's the stuff in between that really has a lot, there's work there.
yeah,
There's undoing habits, but undoing, like I said, that glob of disappointment.
yeah,
And I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't something about the site, because
yeah.
I I think she just processes very differently. And
No,
it's,
I mean, that makes sense for what I see for sure. I wish I had a video of her that first day on the stairs, but it was like she was literally kind of crying. She was just so stressed out by them, and I wasn't making her. I was just letting her do it on her own. But she got about halfway up and just was like, you know, and just couldn't. It was like, oh my God, I don't want to go up, but I don't want to go back down. Oh my God, and she does them very carefully now, which would make sense if she's kind of figured out muscle memory for that, you know, more so than what she's perceiving visually, even maybe. I mean, that makes sense. It's exactly how she acts. Yeah.
well, I mean, it's worth getting, and that is a conversation to have with her people,
Mm-hmm.
because that is it's setting her up for more disappointment
Mm-hmm.
if there is a real site issue.
Yeah, that's true. And at two, that could be a genetic issue, or it could be, you know, something else, even something degenerative that we don't know about.
I know with horses, there's times when tapping around here um, settles their eyesight when they're spooky.
Mm.
Um, I always call it the poor man's eyeball chiropractic, just because it literally sets it relaxes the eye. So it could be that and that's stomach 1 and 2, that
Is
right
that just underneath or all the way around the eye?
just underneath on a horse is really like a critical point, and it's the
Okay.
stomach meridian. So, it could also calm in a minute. You know what I mean? It's a very calming
Yeah.
uh, point.
She calmed down with just I mean, she was very wound up when we started, and she definitely calmed down about the middle of the
Yeah,
EFT session
yeah.
too. She's wound up right now because there's a cat out in the yard, so that's not really the EFT stuff. That's like she was pretty chill actually, and then the cat started walking around, so now she's pacey. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this develops. Like you said, it's interesting for me to get a dog who's maybe not as standard, um, you know, for that 2 week kind of a deal. And we have classes set up after anyway, so I'll have her for several months. So we'll see. And I'll talk to them a little bit about the depth perception kind of thing and the EFT too. I don't know. It's not something I bring up in a screening for a service dog normally. So I'll see what they think about it.
I would imagine if you could find somebody that does cranial sacral
Hmm.
work, because it does feel like there's also a bit of pressure in the back of her head. What does her head feel like? Is there any heat on it? Go slower.
Just feels very tight.
Yeah, I
All
want
of
to do
that.
this.
Yeah, all of that is very tight. Well, and she's used to, I mean, she's also got a lot of muscle strength up there, but I mean, it's tension strength too, because even when you know, when we try to take a walk, she, you know, lunges and kind of uses that. Well, her impulse is to try to investigate everything as fast as she can. It's not even really about pulling her person. It's like, I have to take in everything I can take in as quick as I can take it in. So, like, she's thinking about that instead of like, oh, there's a person on the other end of this rope I'm dragging down the hill, you know? But again, like you said, that's sort of processing, and it feels different than it does just a dog who doesn't want to take a walk with you. It's not, that's not really what's going on.
Well, also, if she has a depth perception, she's dependent on that nose
Yeah,
in a way that is different than someone else. So she's going to
yeah,
be what I always refer to as two legs and a head.
yep. She feels very two legs and a head.
So then it's that those bladder sweeps, getting her back and her hind end.
Yep. I hadn't I hadn't put that together, but yeah, that's exactly how she acts.
So
Like
for
she's really
those
not
that
even.
two
Huh?
legs and a head is what I call an animal that is um, beyond alert, is almost leaving their body, and the rest of their body doesn't even exist because they're either in fear or in such investigation that they're gone.
Yeah. And she flips back and forth between those things. I mean, in a couple of minutes, she'll be afraid of something and trying to figure something out and excited about something and hey, what's over there? So curious and then silly and then she's afraid again because we come up to a pothole we need to cross or, so it's very fast. It's all very fast. Um,
That's and it feels like I said when I was tapping with her in the beginning, it is almost like um, she's dizzy.
mm, I would be too. I mean, if I were living that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I have to try really hard to stay kind of neutral for her because she is so much that it's hard not to kind of elevate to meet her where she's at. Um, so part of what I'm doing is just trying to stay cool for her so she can collect herself and then come back and learn.
um, yeah, I think um, it's getting her in her whole body. I mean
We'll see.
that it's a commercial for grounding.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's good practice. Again, for me to get dogs like that are not your standard dog that just needs some lessons. I mean, she needs to be understood more than that. It needs to be a little more case specific for her, for sure.
Um,
What are you doing?
did this help?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe you could share with people what some of the other tapping situations we've done and how that has been like
Hmm.
off the
Yeah,
chart.
we had, gosh, we've done several. We worked on Draco, who's doing great. He was a little medium size mix, from the shelter, and I took him in for a normal board and train, and he had some neurological symptoms. So several people read him in the school, and then we did, Joan read him and did some EFT, which was great. And he needed a kind of ongoing care really from us. And so we did several rounds of EFT with him, maybe 4 or 5, I think even. Um, but he's doing great. He was also not really very good at stairs, but it was more like his rear end almost operated independently of his front end. So
Mhm.
the stairs were hard. I mean, they were physically hard for him to do, and I think mentally too to like get a plan together and approach them. You could tell he was kind of like, my body may not do what I'm trying to do here, and so there was also kind of a fear. Um, he circled a lot,
Right.
chronically circled. And with a couple of sessions of EFT, the circling was not only drastically less and less intense. Instead of it being like circle, 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 it was more like I'm walking in a circle, which is huge. I mean, the fact that it decreased like that in intensity is huge because you couldn't even get his attention really in the beginning. It was like unless he was physically doing something else, he was circling. So it was almost constant. So not only did it decrease, but he started going the other way, which was also wild because he only circled one way the whole time. So like definitely some stuff was opened up and some channels were working and firing that weren't before. So that was super cool to see. And I've talked to her in the last month or so, and he's doing even less of that now. And he will go up and down their stairs really without any help at this point, which is great. We tapped on Penny, who was a shepherd, who had come from a drug house. And so her I mean, training, I guess, by her owner was really to be aggressive, chargy, barky, all the things you don't really want in a family pet. So she ended up at the shelter, which was really luck because her home was not great. But she was really aggressive in the shelter, which, understandably so. That was, you know, when you've never been in a kind of a situation where people expect kind of normal dog behaviors, and then that's what they expect, and you're producing the thing that used to bring you attention and praise. That's very, it was
Confusing.
traumatic. It's another layer of trauma for her. She couldn't meet expectations there because she was so confused about what they wanted. And so we worked with her on letting go of the trauma and grief, because they grieve their people, even though those people, are not people I would give a pet. They were her family, and so they still meant something to her. Um, but yeah, the trauma of losing everything, and then being in the shelter, which was, again, trauma, even though they didn't mean for it to be. And then for her to have a different job and to be good at it, because she had a huge heart and was very silly and fun if she lets you in. It's a deep pool of, love and sunshine if she lets you in there, but she can absolutely stare you down if she's not ready to let you in. She was good at the job they gave her, and she's good at the job we gave her now. And so she got adopted with our help, and is now living in the lap of luxury with a bunch of basset hounds in Michigan. So that's a good story. And she, the shelter was ready to euthanize her the day we started working on her. That's the thing about Penny too. They didn't know that she could be safe in a home, and so she was. That's how I ended up with her. She was a last day. That was our last ditch effort for her, and it worked.
Yeah, it seems like animal communication, EFT training combination, and sometimes a little management. I always tell people sometimes there's management.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a winning ticket, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the new book to come out and what we're gonna do as a school. Sorry, I don't know if you're getting dings, but the our Kenya WhatsApp
Yeah.
group is insane right now. I
It's
keep having to like,
dinging. Yeah.
um, um,
Mine's not loud, but I'm seeing them too.
oh my
No,
God,
it's
it's
I
ding
think, I mean,
ding.
the EFT, it really is life changing. And I mean, I think when at least I can only speak for me, but when I was introduced to it, like, I was willing to do whatever the animal mastery program involved. So whether that was, if you told us we had to figure out how to do um the hokey pokey on one leg 20 times in the rain, I would have figured out how to do that and make it work. But I didn't really understand how powerful it was going to be. I think I was just like, oh, I'll go through the motions and do this because I'm supposed to do it for the class. And it was not my favorite thing. I did not want to share my feelings and work on my stuff, which is just, a product of 40 years of, just pushing all that down to a comfortable little square in my belly somewhere. And, it's hard to kind of bring all that stuff up to work through it, but it's definitely been meaningful for me. Milo, come over here. And, I think once you kind of clear a lot of your own stuff, not that I don't have stuff to work on, everybody does, but I think I'm definitely more patient. I mean, it's made me kind of realize how many layers are there, and to have a tool to start peeling those away for an animal, because I saw what it did for us in class, and then the animals that we've worked on, and to be able to peel that back and have them sort of, it is almost a fresh start when you can shave some of that off, and so then they're kind of coming at it fresh. I mean, it's huge because you can't talk therapy a dog, or a cat or a horse or an iguana or whatever it is you're working on. But this works. It can work on anything, and it has really been magical to watch it happen, and it is powerful. I mean, and it's such a short bang for your buck kind of therapy.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
yeah. It'll be interesting to see how she does on things coming up with you, right? Like that trust and that building that confidence. And
Mm-hmm.
we can check in with you again next week and see
Sure.
how you've done. So
I would love that. She would love it too.
yeah. Penelope wants to say hi. She really wants a better view of the cats, but
Oh,
yeah, there's hmm, who's down there?
hello. Who's this?
Anyway,
You want to say hi to Penelope? Say hi, Penelope.
all right. Well, I want to thank you for coming on.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yes. And I'll see you in Teacher Trainer tomorrow.
Yep.
And I'll see you in Nairobi.
Yep.
And
And
I'm
I'll
sure
see you
I'll
for
see you in
tapping on
Spain.
Tuesday.
What's that?
I'll see you for tapping on Tuesday
Yes.
with Lilo.
Yes. More to come. All right.
More to come.
Well, thank you. And I want to thank everybody for coming. It was really great. And again, we have energy healing for animals. We have a little webinar this Friday at 11 a.m. And we'll make sure that the link to sign up is in the thing, in the chat. And we also have energy healing for animals. If you know you just want to jump in, it really is the time to do it because, like I said, the next time we teach in May, partway through that class, because it's weeks long, my book will be coming out, and I think more buzz will be around the book, and more people will be in the class. So we really have an opportunity for an intimate class. So, thank you, everybody, and see you soon.